Once upon a time, a kind-hearted man named Nick lived in a small town called Sunfield Meadows. Rolling hills and endless skies surrounded the city. Nick was not famous, and you wouldn't notice him walking around town. He lived in a house with a front garden glistening with morning dew. He loved listening to the playful chirping and cheerful songs of the birds. Nick usually took a long stroll with his dog, Spark. He saw people in the town carrying on with their daily lives and children playing in the park. He was constantly reminded that the simple and peaceful love of God can be found in our everyday routines, regardless of our chores. Nick kept a secret close to his heart. He had collected a considerable amount of shiny coins, all for a purpose that brought warmth to his soul whenever he thought of it. He knew a family living close by who were having a difficult time. The father had lost his job, and they struggled to afford basic needs that make life comfortable and secure. Their home had become a place of worry, and the children felt overwhelmed. Because of Nick's desire to help others, he devised a plan to become a secret hero, just like in the movies he loved. Even though he didn't have a fancy costume or cape, he had his trusty old backpack and the hope that he could make a difference. One evening, when the moon was peeking out from behind the clouds, Nick filled his backpack with the bags of coins. Under the street lamps, he walked through town, his sneakers splashing in puddles left over from the afternoon rain. Nick was determined to take action. When he arrived at the family's home, he waited until he was sure everyone was sound asleep. After that, he carefully threw a bag of coins through a slightly open window. He smiled when the coins landed softly on the carpet of the living room, producing a gentle jingle. He repeated this for 2 nights in a row, scurrying back to his own home under the twinkling stars, feeling the same excitement in his belly that you feel when you're playing your favorite game. On the 3rd night, Nick was about to toss the last bag of shiny coins through the slit in the window. But just as he was about to let go of the bag, the father of the children opened the front door and approached Nick. The father smiled from ear to ear and gave Nick the biggest hug you can imagine. Nick was overwhelmed by this love and hugged the father back, exchanging the love and peace of Jesus Christ through this embrace. Nick tucked the 3rd bag of coins in the father's pocket. They shook hands, and Nick slowly made his way home under the night stars. Does this remind you of one of the biggest gifts we receive from God? Can you think about what it might be? Well, let us read one of the most famous Bible verses, which will give you a hint. The verse says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." John chapter 3, verse 16. Nick knew even the smallest acts of kindness could create a world of a difference. He didn't worry that his small act of kindness was too small. He was brave and lent a helping hand to a family who was in need. So, my dear, as you rest after a long day, think about what it means to be someone's hero in little ways. Remember, you too can bring a sprinkle of happiness to someone's life, just like Nick, the secret hero from Sunfield Meadows.